So, folks, we've all been there. You know, you're chatting with the buds, you got a good group text going, and all of a sudden, one of them invites someone you didn't want in there. You know, you get someone in the door, and they're just, not cool. And sometimes that not cool person is what we call a snitch. Now, as a result of one snitch, aka the editor in chief of The Atlantic, we know that there have been a bunch of communications going on, at least 20 different signal chats at the highest levels of the United States government. And those signal chats have been transmitting all kinds of confidential, super secret, top secret information, And that, in and of itself, is illegal as hell. However, one of the features that was mentioned in the reporting on Signalgate is essentially, has kind of gone under the radar a little bit, but I really want to focus in on it for a second because it is maybe one of the most important parts. And that is, we have laws in place in the United States of America in order to ensure that communications, memos, etc., anything related to government business is on the record so that, people in the future can go back, look at the documentation, figure out what happened, and also so that there is accountability for the things that people in power say and do. And so there are laws in place to maintain those channels of communication, right? And Chris, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I very, very much appreciate it. But those laws are essentially being flouted by every single person who has participated in these signal chats. And what I mean by that is every single one of those signal chats was set to delete messages. And, well, part of the investigation into Signal Chat is to determine, hey, were these protected communications that are protected under law, were they destroyed? To that end, the CIA went through the CIA director's phone. And as of, I'm going to say 2 hours ago-ish, maybe 3 hours ago-ish, we now know that the answer to that is yes. Here is a part of the filing that just came out from the CIA. I understand the director's personal Signal account was reviewed and a screenshot of the Signal chat at issue was captured from the director's account on the 31st of March, 2025, and transferred to agency record systems the same day. I understand that the screenshot reflects the information available at the time the screenshot was captured, which I characterized as residual administrative content in my initial declaration. I use that terminology because the screenshot does not include substantive messages from the Signal chat. Rather, it captures the name of the chat, Houthi PC small group, and reflects administrative notifications from the 26th of March to the 28th of March relating to changes in participants' administrative settings in this group chat, such as profile names and message settings. Which is, by the way, another very extensive way of saying, yeah, those messages weren't there, boss. Those messages we're legally required to have. We don't got them. They appear to have been deleted off of the phone. So, understand that why is this a big deal? Why is it a big deal? Right? Did we uncover other Signal chats? Other people who were in those chats said there may have been up to 20 of them. Possibly more. Largely because we know that this is not an isolated occurrence. It is not. It is not just that. oh, this one signal chat happened one time. No. Did the CIA go rogue? No, they did not go rogue. This is routine, like a routine thing. Like they had to check it because Signalgate happened, because it was leaked to the press. Why is this a big deal? Well, it's a big deal because if you destroy the records, that means you could be doing anything behind those closed doors. You could be bringing in, I don't know, let's just say the CEO of some kind of billionaire backed mercenary company. You know, something like Eric Prince. You could be bringing in a private citizen who has private interest into your high level talks. You could bring in people who are completely unvetted for this level of communication. You could bring in foreign nationals who are not supposed to be in the official loop. So what I'm saying here is that it opens the door for a wide level of corruption, but it also opens the door for a wide level of security breaches. Okay? It makes us more vulnerable when that information is not contained. It is a big deal whether you are, honestly, it should be a big deal if you're one of those very conservative folks out there. It should worry you from a pure national security standpoint. It should concern you from like a government efficiency standpoint. It should concern you from like using taxpayer dollars for the taxpayer benefit standpoint as opposed to private benefit. It should concern you from all of those angles, and yet we are still seeing movement on this case. But like, there is no comparison here between like Hillary Clinton and her emails and this Signalgate security breach. This should, again, and I'm going to reiterate this every single time this story comes up, this should result in Mike Waltz losing his job, bare minimum. Like, sharing information like this in an unsecured fashion is a crime. And it's a crime that has gotten people who have less power thrown in prison for decades. It is not a small crime. So just to really, I want to emphasize that. And destroying evidence of that crime makes it worse. Because why destroy the evidence if there's not additional things to hide? So that's all I have to say on that, really. Like that's just news that came out just a little bit ago. And yeah, Chelsea Manning had to go to prison for like, what was she in prison for like 8 years? It's a long time, right? The comparison should be more to Watergate, which helps make the Signalgate name make more sense. Yeah, and like, I gotta be honest, even like compared to Watergate, like this is bigger. This is a bigger breach of so many other laws. And then the cover-up is what eventually got Nixon in Watergate, but like, we're getting like cover-up on top of crimes that are directly attributable to like how Donald Trump and his administration are conducting their day-to-day business, you know? So I just want to talk. I wanted to talk about it briefly because I want to make sure we don't forget about that story. Because I know that there are a million other stories happening right now, but like that one is genuinely huge and should genuinely, in a normal world, be grounds for removing a president. And I'm not like bullshitting you on that. If this story happened to like Obama, he should be impeached for it. Like this is genuinely shocking levels of incompetence. So like any president guilty of this should be removed from power. any administration guilty of this should be removed from power. But that being said, that's where we're at with Signalgate today, folks. That's where we're at.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube and Swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.